Royal Palm's historic charm.
I've had 2 deaths.
And a hotspot
on my property
for dangerous driving.
Do you think it's unsafe?
Oh, yes, definitely.
New at 6, the NBC2 investigators question the safety of this 4-mile stretch of McGregor from downtown Fort Myers to Colonial Boulevard. In the last 4 years, there have been more than 500 crashes on this 2-lane road in a largely residential area.
Construction is now underway to replace the road's storm drainage system, but neighbors want to know what's being done to fix the outdated crosswalks, medians, and signs. NBC2 investigator Rachel Polanski is there live with the answers.
This is the exact spot where a driver slammed into a palm tree and a utility pole, killing his passenger about a month ago. Now, I want to show you the scene here tonight. This is what's left of that utility pole right over here. And check this out. This is what's left of that palm tree. Just the stump. Now, I also talked with a woman who lives in the home right here, and she tells me she remembers the moment of the crash because she actually felt her house shook. But get this, she tells me she wasn't even that surprised because she's witnessed more than a dozen crashes in front of her house since she moved in 20 years ago.
This car was wrapped around the tree, and the body was on the ground here.
Bonnie Levoy,
And then the car caught fire.
remembers every crash
I've had 2 deaths
and life lost
on my property.
in front of her house on McGregor Boulevard.
When it becomes common, then there's definitely something wrong.
Her neighbors
We are concerned about it.
won't even let their children play outside.
It's too much traffic.
So while the city is working to improve McGregor's drainage system,
We should spend some money on safety here.
neighbors want to see safety improvements too.
It's a serious problem.
I went to the city manager to voice their concerns. While the state is paying for most of the drainage project,
Who's footing the other $600,000?
City of Fort Myers.
your tax dollars are also being spent.
A lot of neighbors say, why not use this time to improve traffic safety? Is that possible?
Yes, it is.
I told the Fort Myers city manager what residents say they want to see.
We need to look at it, and this is the time to look at it.
He says it's on his radar, but he doesn't think improved crosswalks and extra signage will solve all of McGregor's problems.
If somebody's going to speed, it's going to speed.
About 20,000 cars travel along this stretch of McGregor every day. That's 600,000 cars per month. I checked the records and found that in a 3-year span, there were just 66 tickets issued. That equals 2 tickets per month.
So does that tell you there's a problem?
It tells me it's really unenforced.
Fort Myers City Councilman Michael Flanders believes tougher speed enforcement is needed. But that's not all.
What do you think about the current pedestrian crosswalks?
Well, they're lame. They're extremely lame.
What do you think needs to be done at this point?
The crosswalks need to be more illuminated and more apparent.
Take a look at this crosswalk. I'm on Gladiolas near Pine Ridge Road. When I want to cross, I'll hit this button. The light turns on, alerting drivers. It's bright, it's easy to see, and I can safely walk across. Unlike this crosswalk on McGregor Boulevard and Moreno Avenue. It's outdated, the paint is faded, and there's no button that I could press that would activate a light and alert drivers.
And if there were some indicators that, like LEDs, for instance, I think that would cause more people to obey the rules and stop and let you cross.
The city manager says he hears neighbors' concerns.
As many as crosswalk it's need, we are going to put it there.
And he will take them into consideration.
This is the time to put it rather than come in and do it later.
Neighbors say they'll believe it
It couldn't hurt.
when they see it.
It could just help make the area more safe for everybody.
Now, even if the city decides to move forward with these safety improvements, residents won't be seeing anything for at least a year and a half. That's when this sewage and drainage project is expected to wrap up. For the NBC2 investigators tonight, I'm Rachel Polanski.